Hi, this is Sandy Jo from rhinestonetemplates.com, and I would like to show you a little bit of Winpcsign 2012 software, and you can also do this in 2010 software too. How to work the justification tools a little bit in creating rhinestone designs for templates transfers, or however you would like to use the rhinestone designs. And a lot of times we know some of the basic features of the functions of the programs, but the justification, I've never really gotten into showing you guys how to use those particular tools that are in this program. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a little visual here on how to use some of those things. And if you look down in your toolbar on the left hand side, you're going to see there's some lines here and a question mark, and that's your justification tool there. So what you want to do is, like I have different things here on my laptop or on my computer here that I've gone ahead and I've put out, and I am working off of a laptop. I went ahead and I want to straighten these lines out, and these justification tools work great for straightening lines with fonts, or combining it with your lasso tool, which is the tool right up here on your toolbar, and you can use that by selecting little different circles and doing different things. But I'll go ahead and just show you, because visually I think that that's the best way to kind of see how some of this stuff is done. But so let's go ahead and go in, and I'm going to with marquee, and I have my check mark marked up here, and marquee, which is just selecting this whole area down through here, and then I'm going to hit my justification tool. And because I've marqueed it and hit that, I get the justification bar that shows up on top. And what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to go ahead and actually, let's go through here. First, we have an align left, so you can align all your dots to the left. You can center them, or you can also align to the right. And then you have the vertical, and you have your horizontal and vertical lining up, and then you have your line to your top and a line to your bottom. And those are the tools that we're going to go over a little bit here real fast to kind of give you an idea of how to use those. What I'm going to do for this, I want to line these two lines up. It's not going to adjust my spacing, but it's going to line those lines up perfectly straight for me. And I use my center tool to do that, and I just clicked it and it brought those lines in. Now I can see this particular line right here. I would have to come up. I have my arrow marked up here, my select elements, and then I have this now marqueed and selected. So, and I know that needs to come up in space a little bit. So I would use my four-way arrows on my keypad and just bring those up a little bit and space those, and that's still not enough. I still have too much space in there, so just work it a little bit as you go, and that's pretty good. And so it just lines things up again. I'll go through it one more time here just to kind of give you another go through. I've selected it. I have my justification bar marked here, and I'm going to my center up here, and it's aligning my dots here, and then I would come through here and I would bring that space up again. Now if you have a horizontal bar that you're trying to line up, go ahead and select it like we have. We have our justification tab already marked over here, and for that I come over and I use, it's a vertical line, so I use my vertical. The center line, I like to think of it that we used over here as my horizontal. But so I go ahead and I hit my vertical line, and you can see it brought those lines together. And I can go one step further right here and go ahead and do that. Excuse me, I thought I had to sneeze there for a second. And that goes ahead and brings those vertical lines in again. And then what you would do here again is you would just, use your toolbar with your four-way arrows on your keypad and just bring those closer. And you can actually go into your dimension and your line bars and stuff, and actually see what those sizes are between those spaces if you wanted to. But that could be a whole different video on working with that. So that's the basics of the vertical and the horizontal lines. And now I'd like to show you, if you have something that looks like this with spaces that are a little bit funky in your design and your fonts, and sometimes you have that if you have a lot of curves and stuff in your fonts. So what I do through here is make sure that my marquee is up here selected, and then I come back to my justification again. So I have my justification bar up here, but it's all in gray. It's not going to show up till I actually select something. But I'm going to come back, and I want my lasso tool. So I'm going to grab my lasso tool, and I am going to grab, let's grab these 4 dots here, and I want to line it up with this line over here. So I grab that one too, I select them all, I circle it, and then I'm going to come down to my justification, and they're still marked here, and I am going to, this is aligning up top, I'm going to align it to the bottom one. This is a bottom, I'm coming down, so it's a bottom. I'm going to align it to that one, and that brings that line down. So if you need to line up something and bring it to a lower area, you select that bottom one, and it just brings those down for you. And you do the same thing for the top one. If you need to, except for you just select a different button, you grab one that you want it to line up with. These are the ones we want them to line to. So then we come up and we hit the align to the top, and we move those one at a time, you know, up through the top. So that's how you use your justification. And it's really, the justification is for taking and making sure that we have all of our stuff lined up perfectly how we want it to be after we've done the rhinestone patterns on things. And it can really straighten up a design to look really, really nice. And you know, just make sure then that you've got your spacings the way that you want, but you can see how that lined all this back up really perfectly. So again, just make sure you grab one that you want to line the top to or the bottom, and then grab your line with the lasso tool of how you want to work with it. Well, that's how you work with the justification tool in WinPC 2010 and 2012. And again, this is Sandy Jo at rhinestonetemplates.com. I love to make videos for you to help you figure out how to use this program. And if you have any questions, please give me an email or a message or something over at rhinestonetemplates.com or rhinestonetemplates@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to help you figure out the program. Thank you.